Dear students, today we are going to study about the design concepts. Design is an important element of the software development lifecycle. Design is nothing but it is a blueprint of the system that has to be developed. Before we create a module or we create a design of the system which has to be built, there are some key concepts which have to be kept in mind so that the design leads to proper picture of what has to be created. These important concepts include abstraction, architecture, patterns, modularity, information hiding, functional independence, refactoring, and refining. These are the 8 key points kept in mind while designing a software product. Abstraction. At highest level solution is stated in broader terms using language terms of problem statement. That means at a higher level, we don't go into much of detail, but we just decide what modules have to be built. The lower level, a detailed description is provided. A data abstraction is a named collection of data that describes an object. That means at broader terms, less details about the data object is given. At lower levels, the description is in more detail. Architecture. It is the structure or organization of program components, the manner in which these components would interact, and the structure of data that will be used by the components. That means a software will be consisting of elements as well as interaction between the elements. So the way in which these interactions are designed is called as architecture. Components can be generalized using major elements and their interactions. Patterns. A pattern should provide description which enables the designer to determine whether pattern is applicable to the current work, whether the pattern can be reused, whether the pattern can serve as a guide for developing similar but functionally or structurally different pattern. That means the pattern should be clear enough for the developer or the designer to understand whether it is reusable or not. Modularity. It divides system into modular units so that understanding and developing the system is simple. Divide and conquer strategy is applied to solve complex problem by breaking down it into manageable pieces. Information hiding. All the information need not be known to each level of the access hierarchy. Hiding information prevents error propagation outside the module. That means if an individual working in a system of security need not know about what is there in the architecture of the design. That means his restriction should be related to the structure and not to the other aspects. This is in order to minimize the error or confusion. Hiding defines and enforces access constraints to procedural details and local data structures used within a module. Functional independence. Each module should address a specific sub-function of the requirement and have simple interface. That means the module must be simple enough and it should carry out certain requirement. Functional independent modules are easily to develop, maintain and test. Error propagation is reduced and reusable components are possible. That means a module has to be functionally independent in itself and the interdependency has also to be checked. This is accessed using two qualitative criteria. One is cohesion, another one is coupling. One deals with its own functional independency, the another deals with the interaction between the modules. Refinement. It is a top-down design strategy by which a program is designed by successively refining levels of procedural detail. That means, as I said at the first point, abstraction. At higher level, there is less detail. At the bottom or lower level, there is more detail. Abstraction and refinement are complementary features. One specifies procedure and data without details, other allows to elaborate by providing low-level details. Refinement means to elaborate at the lower level by giving more details. Refactoring. It is a process of changing a software system in such a way that it does not alter the external behavior of the code, yet improves the internal structure. Means change is incorporated in the software, which does not change the behavior of the software, but only the internal elements are changed as per the requirement. This is about the design concepts. Thank you.